the initial communication between you and Glenn and what you wanted to do after that?
Yeah, look, there wasn't really much communication. I think between both of us, we knew what we had to do, and that was to try and bat time and bat deep. And that's one thing that we try and do. While we're trying to do that, we're trying to execute our skills. So the ball's in our areas, we're still going to play our shots. And generally in 2020 cricket, every batting team usually targets the first two deliveries of the over and try and finish off the over as well as we can. So look, we need to take it deep, and if we're a chance at the end with wickets in hand, we'll chance of getting across the line, which we were fortunate enough to do today.
In terms of dramatic wins that you've been involved with, where does that rank?
Yeah, it's definitely up there. Quite close there at the end. You've got a 20-year-old bright future bowler there at the end. What a remarkable catch as well. And I think South Africa's heading in the right direction with fast bowling talent, definitely. A little bit of pressure there for him and for us as well. We had two set batters and both of us got out, which, we try and see the end. But today wasn't it, but we still got across the line.
David, were you guys happy chasing 205? Did you guys feel that was about par?
Yeah, look, I think any total here, I think, is very gettable. Look, we saw go back almost a decade now, 430 was chased down in 50 overs, which was unheard of back then. But now, look, it's 2020 and 200 generally on wickets like this, and obviously playing at altitude. We were on the back end of it last time when we were here with Rusty and Parney at the end. So it's great and satisfying to get the win today.
To hear it was particularly troublesome in Durban, but you guys took advantage of it today. Was that something that was spoken about prior to this game and your game plan as you head towards the next side against them?
Yeah, look, the fortunate thing for us was that I was in. We had a left-hand, right-hand combination. That's what we try to do when you've got spinners who spin the ball away from the right-hander. Generally try and mix it up with left-handers in the middle. And we've only got myself and Uzi, and when he's in the team, he's obviously batting at the top, and I'm in the middle. So it was a great role for me to play, and my game was to try and take him on today. He bowled a couple of wrong uns, and I managed to get under him, and then he bowled sort of back of length to both of us. And that was quite hard to hit, so we had to try and work out whereabouts in the field we could hit, and that was target straight. But obviously the conditions didn't suit him as much, didn't turn as much at Durban.
What have been your thoughts at number 4? How did that come about?
Yeah, look, I've done it before in the IPL. It's whatever's best interest for the team. I'm pretty flexible. I don't say to Steve I want to bat at the top. It's something where if I'm helping the team in any way, shape or form, I'm all ears for that. Look, it's one of those things where you've got to try and mix up the middle. You need a left-hander somewhere in the middle, and fortunate enough I can play that role.
Is that something that's now set for the World Cup, though?
Look, obviously I have to speak to Steve, but I think obviously this is preparation for the World Cup, so I'm assuming that I'll be placed there.
David, obviously it's good to be on the winning side after a couple of games, but the World Cup partnership, the T20 partnership, obviously good to get that going to the World Cup.
Oh yeah, look, records either happen or they don't. We don't go out to set any records, but obviously it's great achievement. With me and Maxi, but our job today was to obviously get that big target. And look, the disappointing thing from our end is what we didn't both finish it. Not one of us were there, so that's the negative. But the plus side is that we won.
Just one more on the shift to the middle order. Is it something that did you pitch it to Steve and say, hey, I've done this in the IPL, or did he come to you saying this is an idea?
I think we looked at the way the boys were playing in the Big Bash at home, ways to get people in the team, and structure that was what Steve felt and what Buff felt. And obviously talking to the selectors, our key component was to have those three try and be at the top of the order, with me and Steve sort of in the middle trying to set the innings where you can have those guys really go for it. I'm comfortable with that. If that's the decision Steve wants to go with, I'm happy for that.
David, on a pitch like that, how important was James Faulkner's little spell towards the end there?
Yeah, very, very well. I think he practiced something he doesn't normally do, and that was the off-cutter. He generally bowls the one out the back of the hand, and he actually today bowled the off-cutter in it, and it worked, and it was effective. So that's a tick for him. We all know he's a very, very good 2020 cricket player, and his execution is always pretty on point. So, I was very happy from our team point of view, definitely.
Just a word on Matthew's knock. Best for Australia. What was it like batting that in with playing some of those outrageous shots?
Yeah, look, it's always great batting with Maxi. It's not really one where you have to go down and say anything to him. He makes his mind up for himself, and that's the way he plays, and that's when he's at his best. probably there's a couple of times there where I said to him just to keep bat on ball, and he'd like to play his little reverse lap, but that's just him. That's how it is. So credit to him, without his dig as well, we wouldn't be in that position.
Do you guys support that sort of stroke play?
Yeah, definitely. That's something that he can do and he's capable of doing. I can't do that, so if he can do that, he can definitely play it. He's won us games. He's come in and scored plenty at the back end when we batted first, and he's an exciting player.
David, what does these two matches which went down to the wire, what does it tell you about your team's ability to handle the pressure?
Yeah, look, I think from both teams' point of view, we've all got to really try and execute our skills at the key points, and we almost got over the line the other day. Obviously, Dave played an unbelievable innings, and then obviously today as well, we got right down to the end, and we're on the other end where we're batting and trying to take it to you guys. And moving forward to the next game, it's going to be a great game again, and we've got to see and assess the conditions. It's another game. The wicket won't be like this, where it's not at altitude there, so some of those big hits might not go as far.
Last two, Robbie. Yeah.
And I think it's only once before that Australia's chased down more than 160 in a T20. Can you just talk a bit about that, and with the World Cup coming up, how much confidence does that give you guys that you can chase down?
Yeah, look, I think it's the first time we won here as well in a T20. So, look, our confidence is always going to be high. Our first two games are at very small grounds in India, Dharamshala and Bangalore. They're grounds that, similar to here, you're going to have to chase and chase well. And, if you bat first, 200 might not be enough. So you've got to really be disciplined and adapt to the conditions when you get over there.
Last one.
Right down the line, captains have spoken about what it's like playing with the Wanderers. From your perspective, is it still that special place to play cricket?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. I feel like it's home because my nickname's the Ball, and I come here and it's the ball ring. So I thoroughly enjoy playing here. It's a different kind of venue because you saw today our boys were hurried up. We didn't have any training sessions or anything. The ball travels a lot here, so hits the bat harder. You don't need to go as hard, and that's one thing from a batting point of view that it was a quick turnaround, so we don't really have the capabilities of adapting. But what's done is done now. But next time we come here, I think the boys will be onto those short balls definitely.